Chris Christie, governor of New Jersey, gets a huge speech here on Tuesday night at the Republican convention, featured speaker at the end of the night, and he did something amazing. Hardly mentioned Mitt Romney at all. A gigantic speech. 37 references to himself. Only 7 references to Mitt Romney. That's amazing. When given an opportunity like this, normally one of the very important things you have to do is you gotta elect our candidate. It looked like Chris Christie was giving a speech saying, you gotta elect me in 2016. When this guy loses, I'm your guy, GOP. And it's interesting because he didn't seem to tailor his speech to the overall country. He seemed, he stuck with this tough guy attitude, and we're not going to show you any love, and we're going to be the party of no. In fact, he said at one point a direct line saying, politicians sometimes got to tell you no. Now, that's not a great speech and positive message to give as you're headed towards the general election, right? But he doesn't care about this general election. In fact, it is to his political advantage, if you're keeping it real, that Mitt Romney lose so that he can run in 2016. If Mitt Romney wins, obviously none of the Republicans can run in 2016 because Romney would run again. So I thought it was brazen, and it was directly addressed to fellow Republicans who love that message. It might not work well with the overall population, but it works well with the Republicans. Responsibility and respect. Oh, I don't want love. And that's the other thing. God, did nobody vet this speech? Because you look at Ann Romney's speech right before him. She says, oh, I want to talk to you tonight about love. And Chris Christie turns around and says, screw love. You're like, whoa, did nobody notice that? And why is he not mentioning the candidate at all? It took him 20 minutes before he said the word Mitt Romney. That's amazing. Now, nonetheless, for his intended audience, which is the GOP base, I actually thought it was a good speech. So let's give you parts of it and see the ups and the downs of it.
Get ready. Get ready. Here's what they believe. They believe the educational establishment will always put themselves ahead of children, that self-interest will always trump common sense. They believe in pitting unions against teachers, educators against parents, lobbyists against children. They believe in teachers' unions. We believe in teachers.
I got to be honest with you. I thought that was a terrific line. And you saw the rousing ovation there, and I thought it was well earned. Now, do I believe it? Of course not. I mean, here's what the press so often doesn't tell you. All of these attacks against government workers, teachers, and all their unions is all about politics. It's not about balancing the budget. Chris Christie gave over $1.5 billion in tax breaks to corporations in New Jersey. He had plenty of money for them. It was to create jobs. A lot of them not only didn't create jobs, they cut jobs. He gave them money anyway. It's not that they don't have the money. It's that they want to destroy the teachers' unions and the federal workers and the state workers' unions and on down the list. Why? Because the unions give money to the Democratic Party. That's what 98% of this is about, and you often don't hear about that, so he gets to get away with lines like that. Now, that being said, since most people don't know that, I thought as far as politics is concerned that was an effective line, unfortunately. So now here comes Chris Christie again.
Tonight, our duty is to tell the American people the truth. Our problems are big and the solutions will not be painless. We all must share in the sacrifice, and any leader that tells us differently is simply not telling the truth.
Well, that's hilarious because that's exactly what Mitt Romney does. He says, oh, no, don't worry. I'm going to balance the budget. And I'm going to give giant tax cuts. And I won't cut Medicare or Medicaid. It's just not true. Everybody knows he's going to cut Medicare and Medicaid. Everybody knows he's not going to balance the budget, but he doesn't want to tell you the hard truths. So again, this was not about, if you wanted to support Mitt Romney, you would have never said that line because it seems obvious that that's exactly what Mitt Romney's doing. But this speech was not about Mitt Romney. It was about Chris Christie. And by the way, when's the last time this guy, Chris Christie, ever told the hard truth to rich people? Those are the guys he never touches, right? Well, he touches them when he gives them $1.5 billion. It's always telling hard truths to the middle class and the poor in New Jersey. When you cut the entire police force at Camden, say, oh, rely on the county police force. Oh, that's a hard truth. Oh, that's because nobody in Camden votes for you, right? Nobody in Camden donates to you. Wow, you're so tough. Let me go to see if you tell hard truths to your hedge fund bosses who run you. Yeah, you don't tell them hard truths, do you, Chris? All right, now he's going to talk about a great ironic line about bureaucrats and women.
Mitt Romney will tell us the hard truths we need to hear
Yeah.
to end the debacle of putting the world's greatest health care system in the hands of federal bureaucrats and putting those bureaucrats between an American citizen and her doctor.
Well, that's awesome. The one time he mentions Mitt Romney, he throws him under a bus because Mitt Romney isn't going to tell you those hard truths. He had the same health care plan in Massachusetts. Everybody knows that. So what a weird way to compliment Mitt Romney. Oh, I'll tell you on health care, he'll tell you the hard truths, except for when he will lie 100% about his plan and pretend it's different than Obama's. And then second of all, you telling me Republicans don't want to get between a woman and her doctor? You're in her uterus. What are you talking about? It's your party that has the abortion plank that says pro-life no matter what, no matter rape, incest, health of the mother, life of the mother, we don't give a damn. We're getting inside your uterus. You don't get to decide. Your doctor doesn't get to decide. The moralistic pricks that run the Republican Party will decide. You don't get to talk about coming between a woman and her doctor. Ridiculous. And then he ends with his theme on respect and love.
She told me there would be times in your life when you have to choose between being loved and being respected.
That's his mom that he's
Now, she said to always pick being respected. In fact, I think that advice applies to America more than ever today. But our leaders today have decided it's more important to be popular, to say and do what's easy, and say yes rather than to say no, when no is what is required. Tonight, we are going to do what my mother taught me. Tonight, we're going to choose respect over love. Man, it's a weird mom. I gotta be honest with you. I mean, look, you can get that from your uncle or something who's a Marine, but get it from your mom. Forget love, okay? I'm not gonna give you any goddamn love. Respect is what we're about. She is Sicilian. Bless her heart. She's passed away. Okay, but look, again, for a general election, that is a bizarre message to give. For a candidate like Mitt Romney, who always says, yes, 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 what do you need me to hear? Yeah, well, I stand for whatever I think I said. That's the message? No, no, no. This is exactly Chris Christie's opening gambit for the 2016 GOP primary when they come to Iowa and New Hampshire on the presidential race. That's what this speech was about. It was all about Chris Christie appealing to that hardcore GOP base. If I was Romney, I would be livid over that speech. But you know what? As far as appealing to that base, I thought he did a terrific job. Credit where credit is deserved. I think a lot of Republicans came away thinking, why isn't that guy the candidate?